What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Coach Steve Show podcast. Today's episode, we are going to dive into one of my favorite run plays in football as we continue our simple offense or our simple spread offense is the trap play. Before we dive into that, if you're listening to this in the audio version, it can be listened to anywhere you listen to your podcast. Please like, share it out, follow it, leave it a star review, leave any type of review, please. It helps out so much. The YouTube channel, the Coach Steve Show YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe button. Please give it a thumbs up. Please leave a comment about any comments you have about this about this stuff. What do you want to see? Do you want to come on and talk football? Leave a comment, subscribe to it. Please take those seconds every day to do so. It helps get this out there. It helps the algorithm stuff that I just do not understand because I am stupid and I'm simple, but it does help get information out there for younger coaches coming into our profession. I want to give back to them. Please do that for me. Thank you so much. So let's get into today's topic. One of my favorite run plays, trap. Trap is good no matter what. But if you're starting to get four eyes, now there's other ways you can handle four eyes. Since I'm stupid simple, when we get four eyes, I talk about when in doubt, trap them. You're tired of the four eyes, you want to trap them, I think. You can read them too. When in doubt, read them. When in doubt, trap them. So we're going to walk through how to trap. So this will be against an odd man front. Against an odd man front, when you get four eyes and they walk a backer down, how do we combat this? Do you want to block that guy? So we're going to go through trap against an odd man front, and you start to get those pesky four eyes if you're running up the middle and you want to trap them. So let's walk through it. Okay, so let's say we got 3-4, 2x2, 3x1. It does not matter for purposes. We are in our 2x2, our ace, whatever you want to call it. Again, I'm sorry that you hear that over and over. It's the first formation I draw. Get over it. And we get four eyes. You're gushing with the hill, you get four eyes. Okay, those backers should be walked down more, splitting the difference from your wide receivers so we don't throw it to them. But we should know they're probably having the C gap. So let's say right now we want to call trap right. Trap right. The thing that will scare you about this is that middle backer, because right now you're asking the tackle, hey, you have to go around this guy to get to the backer, and that's fine. If you take principles from your inside zone or ISO from other things that we've talked about, we can get to this backer. Okay. So if we're calling trap right, you have to have a call. Because for me, I always want to trap to the 3-tech. But when we got this odd man front, you got a four eye, and you want to trap him, there has to be a call to the guard that's pulling. Close, near, whatever it is saying, or far, because it's not 3-tech. So we got to say far, away to let him know he's going to pull a little farther, okay? So our right tackle is going to have to go around and try to get to this backer. Now the center is going to have to aim here. Right guard is going to gallop, cower, swing, pick his foot, put it down, blast off the shoulder to protect for that backer. Tackle, you're going to have to cut. You're going to have to skip pull, or you're going to bucket step to get to this guy. We just have to cut him off as much as humanly possible. Guard traps here. Run right behind. It's tough. This is not easy, but if you want to slow down a four eye, this is a good way, I think, to trap. You're protecting the interior. We can cut on the backside. Yes, we have a backer not blocked. This is not a home run play. This is where when you're running up the middle against an odd man front, they're bringing guys in. This, to me, is how you can do it. Is this the perfect world? No. But then you could also RPO off this. RPOs can be done off trap. They can be done off trap. You're protected from C gap to C gap. You're reading one guy. So if you want to run a sit route right behind this guy, because that's who we're on blocking, now he's blocked, there you go. I think this is a good way to slow down four eyes against an odd man front. This is what we're going after. Hey, all you football coaches out there, I know if you're like me, we want to be simple. And we're always looking for a way to add to the game. Drills, plays, all that stuff. Okay. So if you're like me and you're looking for drills, you're trying to figure out how to do this. Well, there's no simpler way than getting back to the basics. So I want to thank Coach Stone for contributing, sponsoring this podcast, helping me out with other things. So I need you guys, if you want to get back to the basics, you need to go get this book, Back to the Basics Football Drill Manual from Back to the Basics from Coach Stone Football. This book is 500 pages, over 500 pages. And it goes from offense, defense, special teams, tackling, turnovers, everything that you need is right here. You get this book and you look at all of his other stuff, you will never need to go look up another drill again. It has like all these drills. I kid you not. This book has it for you. Okay. So if you're like me, and we also talk about becoming simple, we're always talking about making things easier on our players. Back to the Basics is for you. So please go to coachstonefootball.com. It has this book on there. I believe this was Coach Stone's first one. You need to go on there and get it. Coachstonefootball.com. It's on there. I think it's on Amazon, but if you go to his website, there's so much other stuff. I recommend going to the website. There's other books on there, but this is the first one you need to look at for drills from all aspects of the game. There's over 100 drills, I believe, in this book. So again, go to coachstonefootball.com, go get this book, and let's get back to the basics. Let's say they walk that backer down, then they walk the safety down to replace him. And we got a 4-eye, and we got the 5-tech. Perfect. That's even better. So now we're still trapping. So now you have to make a decision. Do you want to still trap the 4-eye, have the right tackle kick out, anything else? Even man fronts, I do that with more because they shouldn't make the play. Odd man, this one's a little different. Now what we can do is we can trap the linebacker. Okay. So now we got this 5-tech. So now we have to really say like really far or some type of code word that you have to let him know, hey, we're going pretty far out. Right tackle can down block. Right guard can step here to this backer. Center is going to have to take this guy, which scares me to death, but it has to happen. Left tackle is going to have to scoop, skip pull. I've seen cut, do whatever he can. Left guard is taking his path. We're blocking to the linebacker, and we follow. Again, we're not blocking this backer, which scares me, but sometimes you're not going to get everybody blocked. So off of trap, you're probably going to have to RPO on this. You can RPO anything you want, but you have to understand when you RPO, you have to read one person. So run slants, run a sit route, do whatever. But this is a way I think when you get 4-eyes that we can really slow them down. They walk a backer up. You can trap backer. We get a nice down block. If that backer disappears, so let's say all of a sudden he drops back because you're running something right behind it, you can RPO that side too as well. Pre-snap, have a slant tag call or something to slow this down as well. If he drops back and at the last second, you should tell your guys, hey, you're going to trap here, but nothing's there. Look back inside. So let's say the scrape exchange happens. He's coming over. This backer's coming over where we can meet him. Kind of looks like power. After a while, except that, when we trap, we're stepping and we're pulling and we're going. That's the only difference. But you tell them to churn. You tell them to log, essentially. So now you're doing this. And if you're worried about if you're worried about it, tag something. You can tag a bubble. We can tag slants. And this becomes an RPO, even though it's the opposite direction. If you want the guy to land behind and we churn and open up, that's fine. But when you get 4-eyes, don't abandon trap. Do not abandon trap. It's tough. It is tough on the lineman. I'm not going to lie to you. But if trap's your play, and at a school I was at, that was one of our plays, do not give up on it. You can run against an odd man front. Then you start doing, if you watch the RPO video, all you got to do is bubbles, slants, run corner, or a sit route. That's all. And if that's in your quick game already, the wide receivers haven't done anything else. You can RPO any run play. I think this is a good way to maybe get them out of the 4-eyes. You start doing this, you're RPO, like, well, shoot. We got to pick our poison. We got to have our backers out and not always protecting that C gap. We'd rather have the middle linebackers protect up there. This, I think, is a good way to combat an odd man front with trap. Now, I know at the beginning we talked about 4-eyes and odd man front, but just since we're here, I want to draw up trap against just a normal odd man front. So if we're seeing a 3-4, 3-5, 3-3, whatever, the ends, if they're playing 5-0-5, linebackers are kind of splitting the difference. Trap works great against this. It makes life easier. So if we're doing trap right tackle has to scoop underneath and get to the backer. Right guard is coming down on the nose with the center, and they're finding a first backer. Left tackle is popping and climbing. I don't step and hinge. I don't just kick out the end. I literally teach them. We step in, we knife in, popping with one arm with the flipper. We're literally hitting them. Then we got to try to get in front of that backer. Because this, against the four eyes, it looks a little different. It is much difficult, or way more difficult. Here, it's got to hit downhill. So if you're offset car, if you're on the same side, if you're in a pistol, I think works better, but you can do either one. Left guard, this is not a skip pull. This is not power. This is, we're stepping with our foot. It is pointing at the end and we are going downhill. Everybody else should be gone. If you tell your guard, if you take that and you have to bow it out, that is on the center, right guard, and right tackle. That is on them. That is their fault. So we go to kick out and we run right underneath. And the reason why we want this guy to get to the backer is if we cut it back up while we're in there, boom. You can have everybody else go block. You can RPO it. But I don't tell the left tackle to step hinge, because some people treat this right now. This could look like power, where you're telling guys gap down backer. And I can tell the guys that too. This is gap down backer, do not touch this end. We're scooping underneath, getting to the backer. Right guard, your head up, gap down backer. Center, your nose guard to first thread away. Left guard is pulling. Left tackle is usually, or your backside tackle is step hinging. I don't do that because trap has to hit so much quicker than power. It's not a skip pull where it's slower. It's not an open pull. It's literally I'm stepping and going. So I tell them to pop and climb to get to the backer. We slow that down to try to get up there. So hopefully by the time we get there, we can cut it back. Trap against four eyes, anything in an odd man front, quick hitter. I recommend putting it in your offense if you see a lot of odd man fronts. And that's it, guys. Like trap against an odd man front like that. If you got three stacked backers, nothing changes. Still going for the first backer. Everything else, everything's the same. Four eyes, it's a little more difficult. Like I said, you can always just down block and wrap around. That's fine. You can trap them. Just it's more difficult on your center. But I don't want you to abandon trap. If a trap plays you like and it works for you, do not abandon it. You can run against the four eyes, against an odd man front. I think it's a nice quick hitter. Again, this is not made to touchdown. If it's great, if you break through, great. It's people tell you trap's better out of under center, maybe. So if you like that, but you want to be in shotgun, do it out of pistol. I think it works just fine. So there you go. Trap is one of my favorite plays. And today I just wanted to go over odd man fronts, four eyes. We'll get to even man later on. But trap's one of my favorite plays. Add it to your, if you don't have it, because you don't have the guards, I understand. But I think trap's just a universal play. Pistol, gun, wing tee, they run it obviously. Sometimes they call it buck. Not buck sweep. I've heard it called buck. I've heard it called whatever it is. Run it. Run it. It works great, especially seeing in a lot of odd man fronts. Run it. Shorter episode. Want to get this information out there. Thank you guys so much for listening or watching. Please like, subscribe, share out, leave a review, all that good stuff. Playlist, The Simple Offense. Helps me out so much. I appreciate every one of you, and I'll see you guys on the next one.